What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon NBA DFS video for Friday, March 15th. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. If you've never been here before, we have giveaways every single day. 2 ways to win. You can win both of them. First way, like the video, be a subscriber, and comment on this video. Leave a comment on the video. If we get at least 50 likes on the video and you left a comment, you have a chance to win a free week of DFS content. 100 likes is a chance to win a free month. 125 likes, a chance to win a free year. And if we ever get 150 or more likes, you have a chance to win a lifetime pass worth $500. So if you find this video at all helpful, hit that like button. I want the goal. Let's shoot for 150 on this video. I know we can do it if you guys really want to do it. The second way to do it, be a subscriber, like the video, and tell me who is going to score the most amount of DraftKings fantasy points and how many fantasy points will they score. If you get it closest without going over, you will win a free week. Now, anyone who won in yesterday's video will be in the description of this video, or will be in the pinned comment section of this video. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. We've had multiple winners. You win a free week if you get it close without going over. If you get it exactly correct, which we have not had yet, but it has been very close, we are going to give away a free year pass to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. A year of MLB, a year of NASCAR, PGA, NFL. We're thinking about bringing back MMA. We'll find out. We'll figure it out. So, that being said, the 2 ways to win are there. We have right now, we have one promo going on for the MLB season that starts in a couple of weeks. If you go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, go to FTA Plus, sign up for a year. Normally $199. If you use the promo code MLBVIP, you are going to get a 1 year pass instead of $199 for $75 while supplies last. Last I looked, we had 3 coupon codes left, so good luck to everyone there. So what we're going to do, if you've never been here before, we are going to go through each game. We're going to look at the games. We're going to look at the players that we like, that we feel confident about. Now, I'll be busy in the morning, so what I'm doing, I'm filming this Thursday night, and barring injury. So like yesterday's video, when I did the video, Luka wasn't hurt. So the games have started. No one's gotten hurt yet, so these might change a little bit. But there are certain things in the description of this video that I want you to look at. The article will be there, which we updated the article, which I think you guys might like. It's color coordinated. We added DVP. So in the articles, 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position, with our projections and with DVP along with it. So if you look at this, I hopefully that's very helpful for you. Sometimes people like DVP, sometimes they don't. So I think that looks good. If you guys like this, hit the like button. Let me know what you think about the new article. I think it looks crisp enough for you guys. It's got our projections. Obviously, these are put out during the day. Like, this article's put out in the morning. These projections will change a little bit. So obviously when I put this out, Luka was in, he is out. So obviously we take him out from yesterday. So we look at this. If you guys like this, let me know. This is there. In the description of the video will be today's article. On top of that, we have partnered up with DFS Hero. Partnering up with them allows us to give our users an optimizer that I just can't afford to build. Use this information, use our projections, plug them in there. People have been having success. So in the description is the link to DFS Hero. If you guys sign up using that, not only will you get 15% off your first payment, you will get a free month of DFS content brought to you by us if you can show that you signed up with our link. If you sign up for a year of their content or their services, we will give you a free year of FTA Plus as well. So good luck to everybody. We also have a Discord channel in the description. That's where we put our core plays about an hour or 2 before tip off. Every single day we put our core plays in there. So a lot of things going down in the description of this video, so check it out. So everyone knows all the big names, everyone on each team. So we're going to go through the games. Then we're going to build a lineup on DraftKings using one of our tools, NBA Points Allowed by Position tool. But then I wanted to show you some of the other things we have. Like, it's free. We call it Free Stuff Friday. So I wanted to show you what we have on the site behind the paywall, behind FTA Plus. So let's get started. Phoenix, Charlotte, we're looking at this game. We know that Charlotte's not a very good team. Phoenix probably will blow them out of the water, but Ball is questionable. Most likely Yeah, going to be out. He's questionable now. This by the time you watch this, it's probably out. Obviously, we love Devin Booker. We love Kevin Durant. You guys know these players that we like. But the ones I really like, Nick Richards. So what I tell you is do not look at the OPRK here because in everyone else's mind, it's like, oh, that's DVP. It's not good. It does not match. That does not take into effect players like Royce O'Neal who have small forward and power forward eligibility. They just don't take into effect there. So that's kind of what I wanted to bring. I like Royce O'Neal. His price is kind of getting up there, but I'm okay with it. Grant Williams, I'm okay with. We can come down here a little bit. Davis Bertans at 4,400 if he can get some playing time. We just kind of look at his playing time. 20, 25 minutes of what we're looking at. Hasn't really done much lately, but again, for tournaments, I'm okay with him. That's probably as low as I go here. Not a ton in this game. Value-wise, we've got the Kevin Durant's that we like. We've got the Bradley Beals, the Devin Bookers. Those are all going to be very expensive on this slate. So this game is going to probably cruise by for Phoenix. So hopefully it's not a blowout, because if it is a blowout, if you do pay up for Durant, he might sit the fourth quarter. We got screwed 2 nights ago where 2 of our core plays, one was Luka, he got hurt, got 36 fantasy points. The other one was Cade Cunningham. I don't think he played the fourth quarter at all. They pulled him. That stuff happens. I feel like this could happen if it is, in fact, a blowout here. So throughout the day, value will open up, and that is why I tell you, check out our cheat sheet, and we're going to show you at the end. Miami versus Detroit. Miami, we know what to expect. Tyler Hero's out. Jimmy Butler should be good to go. Cade Cunningham, again, we look at him. Only played 28 minutes in that game. 19 points, 33.25 was not enough for his price. That's just kind of the way it goes. Bam Adebayo, if he is out, that will open up value for Miami. So if you just look at what that would open up, if Adebayo is out, let's see, he's probable. Okay, so. Still, Jovic here, Nikola Jovic. The minutes, they kind of went down. They were kind of mid-20s to 30, and he was doing some good there. But then against Denver, they were losing. He only played 16 minutes. So Adebayo is questionable, but probable. If he is out, then obviously Jovic here is a good spot, but that's probably where I'd go there. Go a little bit lower. Simone, Fonty boy let us down, 16.5, played 38 minutes, just didn't have it. One of our core plays just didn't have it in a game where he played 38 minutes. Sad day for Fonty boy. Probably go back to the well with him. If I need some salary relief building out, I'm okay with that. We've got Jaime Jaquez Jr. We've got him. The minutes have been there. He has not brought anything to the table. Coming off 10 fantasy points in that last game. Does have a good matchup here against Detroit. I don't mind him. Duncan Robinson is another one that I would look at that price. Jovic is probably as low as I would go. You could look at James Wiseman, but actually James Wiseman would be a cheap $3,900 option in a game where it could be a closer game than we're thinking, because as you can see, they've won back-to-back games. They've won back-to-back games. They're 3 of their last 4 games they've won, which is nuts to think about. Wiseman at 3,900, the minutes have been there. He's actually produced pretty damn well at 3,900. I will take that. That's as low as I would go, though, would be 3,900. You could look maybe at a little bit of Sasser here. The minutes have been there. He's been okay. Cheaper wise, I'm okay with that. But yeah, that's where I would look at in this one. So we will move on to Orlando versus Toronto right now. RJ Barrett is out. Emmanuel Quickly, we used. We've got Kelly here. Not been bad. Minutes are there. We're getting him at 7,000. I'm completely okay with that. Emmanuel Quickly obviously is an option there. Bruce Brown, we used him 2 nights ago, came through for us for 35. He's had back-to-back 30-plus games. He's under 6K still. Bruce Brown is good to go on my book there. Go a little bit lower. Grady Dick has been a value option for us lately. Didn't really come through for us against Detroit, but had a good game for us against Denver. So we can kind of expect that. Depending on how far down you want to go, Wendell Carter here at 5,500 has been pretty good. I don't mind that price at all. I think he should be priced up a little bit. You go down here, Jonte Porter. Minutes have kind of been there, and he's come through. Whether or not he's going to should continue to see starts with Chris Boucher out with a partial MCL tear, I don't mind Jonte Porter tournament-wise. He's going to allow you to pay up on a slate like this. Ochai, 26 minutes did not come through at 9.25. So the big guys, obviously, Bonchero, Wagner, Kelly, Bruce Brown, like all these guys. Jalen Suggs a little bit. I don't mind. Cole Anthony, not huge on them. But again, yeah, you want some value. Porter is definitely probably the biggest value on that slate. Maybe Jordan here. Minutes have been there. We used him in one of our lineups on Wednesday night. Worked out for us, 21 minutes, 21 fantasy points, so 1 point per minute. Kind of looking at that. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Freeman Liberty is another one where it allows you to go into your lineup at 3,800. Will he hit value? Probably not. Could he? He has a chance, but a value option nonetheless. I don't know. Maybe we're off that Freeman Liberty train. Definitely let me know. Question of the day. Forgot to do that. Who is your go-to value option on any given slate? If you had any player that's been a big value option while you built your lineups and he never lets you down, who is that person? That's the question. Moving on to the Clippers versus New Orleans. James Harden's questionable. Kawhi's questionable. Again, we'll see. We'll see if they play. Paul George would be, if both of them are out, obviously Paul George would take that workload. Norman Powell, I would love at 5,200, just depending. Go a little bit lower. Herbert Jones, I'm okay with. Bones Highland, it just depends. If those guys are out, I would be okay with that. It just really depends on the health of the two big names there. Larry Nance Jr. would be a value option at center for me. Amir Coffey is another one that if those guys are out, I'm okay with. I don't know how much exposure I'll have to him. Again, we are building tournament lineups on this, so though most players, they're pretty okay to be using in these games. Then we've got Denver versus San Antonio. Now, San Antonio, last I looked, gives up either the most or the second most to opposing centers. Okay, Jokic is that dude. I think he's going to score the most amount of fantasy points. We can see that. He put up 40 in his last game in 38 minutes against Miami. We did not use him. We avoided him on Wednesday night. He was coming off 94 minutes the time before that. Or 94 minutes, 94 fantasy points. Now he gets to go up against San Antonio. I think if you're paying up for one dude today, it's Jokic. But again, you can't go wrong with Wemby. His price is up there, and he really hasn't hit the value that we've been looking for lately anyway. Devin Vassell, Michael Porter, Jeremy, Trey Jones are good options. Malachi Branham is a value option that I'd look at. He's let us down 2 games in a row, though. So Branham, I think I'm kind of steering away from Branham if Wemby is in. If Wemby's out, then Branham, I love Branham every single time. Has let us down lately, though. But yeah, I think this is one of those games where you got to pay up. I think Jokic is that dude. Not saying he's going for 90. Again, you're playing cash games. You're looking for right around, build your lineup out or project it out. Look for about 7.5 times value is what the minimum projection I would do. Then tournaments, you're going to have to get 8, 9, 9.5, 10 times value on those $3,500 plays. So this game just feels like it's going to be one back and forth. Jokic could have a 100-plus game in this one. If the game stays close and he plays the entire game, it could be pretty good for Jokic owners. Then we got Atlanta versus Utah, Dejounte Murray. You kind of know what you're getting out of him. 9,500 is his price tag. Come down a little bit. I don't mind Keontae George. Atlanta, both of these teams love to give up points, and we're going to see that at the end. DeAndre Hunter will be a cheap option at 5,600. Really hasn't done much lately. Sensabaugh is a value option. We look at him at 4,800, but he has not hit value for a while. The minutes are kind of there. They're up and down, 23, 32, 30, 21. I'm probably off Sensabaugh, though, unless these questionable tags all go to out. I don't really want to pay down a ton. I'd pay down a little bit for Fernando. I'd pay down a little bit. a little bit for Chris Dunn is where I'd look at. That's probably as low as I'd go. You could get a little bit of run here. I mean, the minutes have been there. At 3,900, I'm okay. You would love to see, obviously, more 20-plus points out of him. Has not done that. But at 3,900, you are able to pay up at other positions. You're able to get Jokic in there. You're able to pay up other ways as well. So Vit would be one that fits the criteria of a punt play, basically. Don't expect to take down a tournament with him, but he could help you cash in a tournament. And that's basically it where we're going with the plays. Obviously, we have more, which we're going to show you after we build this lineup. So this is one tool on the website. We're going to show you the other tools on the website after we build this lineup. This is a tournament lineup. A lot of things can change throughout the day. So if you see this lineup, don't just finalize it. That's what I tell you. If you are part of FTA Plus, we have optimal lineups there, but don't just copy paste those lineups. That should be one of the big keys we try to tell you every single day. So we're going to build a lineup on DraftKings. You come here, this is under the tool, under NBA tools. And then we go here, and this is how we build it. So we go through, we look at Phoenix Suns give up the most amount of fantasy points on the slate. To point guards, they give up 55.2. Utah right behind them, and San Antonio right behind them. Not every day do we have all the teams that give up the most amount of fantasy points to a certain position on the same slate. So let's just take a look. So it's Phoenix, Utah, and San Antonio. So if we're going point guard, we're going Phoenix, we're going Charlotte, we're going Denver, and we're going Atlanta. So that brings up the point guards that we'd look at. So Vit actually has, I don't know how you say his name, Krejci, 3,900 as a value option. You could be in store for a good game there. Utah gives up an average of 54.9 fantasy points. So, I'm not saying anything, but he could be in a good game there. Jamal Murray against San Antonio could be in store for a good game, 8,100. Not the best game at 27 fantasy points against Miami, but against Toronto, not bad. Not bad against Toronto. 56, back-to-back 50-plus games. The minutes were there. We could be in store for Murray. So for this instance, I kind of like Vit. Now, 3,900 is going to allow us to go places in this lineup. Again, tournament lineup, anything can happen. This could change on a dime if news comes out. So we look at this. Washington Wizards give up 47 points, the most to shooting guards, 47.6, followed by Atlanta, followed by Utah. So all three teams again. So we go to shooting guard. So we'd go Utah, Atlanta, because both of them are on the top, and then Washington's also on the top, but they are not playing. Okay? So with Washington being out, we are looking at Dallas there, which they aren't playing, Lakers, Portland. This is how you kind of go down the list. San Antonio. So then you're kind of looking at Denver again, basically the same guys. So the number one is Washington, but technically on this slate, it's Atlanta. So we're looking at Utah here. So Colin Sexton is in store or in line, whatever you want to say, specifically if Jordan Clarkson is actually out, did not practice on Wednesday. Maybe he is out. If he is out, Colin Sexton is a fantastic option here. Not the best couple of games, but at his price, and we're able to pay. I don't mind Colin Sexton there at all. You could look at Michael Porter. For sure. You could look at Michael Porter against San Antonio. We kind of look at his game. You're 30-plus out of him. He's 6,400. He fits in there. He's small forward and power forward, so you could use them both, just depending on where you want to go with this lineup. So then we look at small forward. Washington, so Utah. So let's go through here. We'll go Atlanta players, Toronto, go Orlando players, Sacramento, Lakers, Atlanta. So Utah here. So we could be looking at small forward. We are looking at, so Markkanen here. Went through portion of Wednesday practice. He wasn't a full participant. Yeah, so he's most likely out. So that'll bring up, if him and Jordan Clarkson is out, then Sensabaugh makes a little bit of sense. Value option there, but depending. 4,800 I'm okay with. Wagner here against Toronto. I want to see if he's played Toronto this year. So we just look to see if he's played. Does not appear. There it is on the 21st. 31.5 fantasy points. Not the best. Lately, 35.75, 24.5, 20, 42. So his last few games have been up and down. Specifically the one against Indy where it was a lower scoring game. Usually Indy has a high over-under. It's a high-paced game, high-scoring game. He didn't do much against them. I don't know if I want to pay $7,200 for him. I just don't know if I trust him enough. Sensabaugh, like I said earlier, the minutes are kind of there. It depends. He's got a good matchup. I think I'm going to pay down at $4,800. Now, building just these three, obviously, tournament lineup, not the only lineup you make. If you do make only one lineup, this would not be the lineup that I would make. But again, tournament-wise, following this one tool, I don't mind it. If you have been following these lineups and you've played them exactly how I put them, I say don't do it, mix and match, make it your own. Let me know how you've done. Again, one tool, not a guarantee specifically because this is not taking into effect if someone is already marked out if they were questionable while making this. So we look at this power forward. Utah, like I said, Utah gives up a ton of points. They give up 52.2 fantasy points to the power forward position, which is dead last. So if we look at that, that's Atlanta. That's power forward, okay? That's Jalen Johnson. We're looking at him. Didn't play Wednesday. He's missed 3 games. If he is out, obviously Vitt would make sense again. So Jalen Johnson, if he is out, Vitt makes sense getting some run there. DeAndre Hunter would make sense at 5,600. Didn't do much with 33 minutes against Portland, though. Didn't really do much against New Orleans in 36 minutes. Kind of been a letdown at his price. So you could look at this. We go through there. Toronto would be another one. So we're going Atlanta players here. Bonchero. Jonathan Isaac would be tournament, 3,700. He's actually been pretty good his last 4 games. He's 3,700. This is one of those lineups I think it's going to be a boom or bust. No matter what, I'm putting Jokic in here because we can afford that. Now, putting Jokic in there, we still have 6,100 between guard, forward, and utility. So if we just let's just look at the average right now. So all the games, guard, we kind of go through here. Keontae George, I don't mind him. 40 plus in back-to-back games. 42 against Miami. Had a down game against Washington. Only played 6 minutes. But yeah, I'm putting Keontae George in there because Atlanta loves to give up some points too. Then we're looking at 5,900 for both a forward and a utility spot. So, kind of just looking. Royce O'Neal could be in store here. We look at him. The minutes have been there. Has kind of been a letdown the last 2 games. I will not hide away from that. Fonte let us down the last game, but been pretty good before that. Seeing if he's played Miami this year. Did back on the 5th. Put up 34 fantasy points in 29 minutes. I'm going back to the well with Fonte boy. Doing that now allows us a utility at 6,600. So Clarkson's probably out. Okongwu is out. Michael Porter, we kind of looked at him. He could be in store for a good game. I am going with this lineup. This is a lineup we have built together. Again, news will come out. Maybe Vitt is out. We'll see. Or maybe he doesn't get the run. Sensabaugh, maybe he doesn't get the run either. It just depends. You got 3 Utah players against Atlanta. And when you look at that, you can kind of just see, let's just go total fantasy points. Atlanta gives up the 4th most amount of total fantasy points, 253.8. Washington's first, Jazz are second. So we could be seeing a good game out of a lot of these plays, and I'd be very confident about it. So that is one tool you can find for FTA Plus right here. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com is the website. The NBA tab, you bring it down. If you get any of the packages, it includes sports betting, and it includes all of the sports that we offer. So points allowed is done. Let me lock this lineup in so I can get out of here. Oh, they're checking my location. That makes sense. Okay. So DFS Hero, this is the tool from Thursday. This is their optimizer that I talk about. Take our information, put it into this optimizer, make it a little bit of your own, edit it, update it, have some fun with it. Sign up. Link is down below. Sign up for a month. Get a 15% off on their end and get a free month out of us. Sign up for a year, 15% off on their end if it's your first deposit. And you'll get a free year from us. Player trends, this is updated normally in the mornings. It's got the players. It is spreads and totals of how they've done in between spreads and totals. So, like Giannis, when they're 5 to 10 point favorite, 22 games, he's put up 59.7 is his average. Obviously, that's low for his price, so that is a good way to build around and look at a lineup, kind of figure out who you would want to. So if you don't want to pay up for Giannis, but you want to pay up for Lillard because 52.3 is more doable at his price, completely fine. Same thing with totals. What they normally score if the game's above whatever the spread or whatever the total of the game is. So that's one of our tools, NBA DFS player trends. Got top plays. This goes Fanduel and DraftKings. It goes DVP and implied team totals. Those are there right there. We've got our chalk. So this is our chalk that we talk about. If you're playing each position, you are looking at these plays. So you play cash, you're looking at about the top 5 plays because you want to stay with the ownership. If you're playing tournaments, you want to look down here and see that the ownerships are lower. So the ownership's lower, DraftKings, fantasy points, projection, those are there. That is a way to do it throughout each one. This gives you leverage on the field if you're playing tournaments. So both cash, or both FanDuel and DraftKings, is a good way to look about it. We have this, we have it for MLB, and we have it for NFL as well. Our sports betting didn't have the best day on the 13th, as you can see, but a lot of green. And I've been saying I do need to go through and give you guys an idea of what we are on the entire NBA season. But we've got our NFL bets that we had as well, and we have MLB coming up for MLB bets as well. Then our cheat sheet, we've gone over this before, but each day we have cash plays. So cash plays here, tournament plays here. So we've got a ton of plays. You've got 8 at each position down here. For tournaments, we've got 6 at each position for cash, whatever that equals out. Those are our player pool for the day. Then we've got leverage plays. We've got DK tiers with our bacon ratings here. We've got our lineups for both FanDuel and DraftKings. And then our boom or bust picks, our boomstick shots, meaning any player we think is going to hit at least 7 times value, which helps out when you're building your lineup. So those are some of the tools. If you want to see the rest, go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Look at everything. We've got player projections. If you want to look at the player projections, it takes into effect Vegas numbers, last 5. Let's show it real quick. It'll show the averages. So players, their projections, their last 5 games, so what their floor was, what their average was, what their ceiling was, the Vegas numbers, the DVP is there as well on top of the website or the article that we put on there. So any questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. If you got questions that you don't want down below, you can follow us on Twitter at advisors_team and DM us there. Hit us up on Discord, which is down below. You can even email us, dfshelp1@gmail.com. That is what I've got in this video. Have a fantastic Friday. Let's bring home some bacon together. Peace!